van der Wester is.
Tian Swanepoel and in the wing. A superb flick.
In die rechtervleugel.
A strong fin.
You from Pretoria?
I was a Jeppe for that.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the Jeppe Collard Oval. 21 degrees, 11 kilometers, wind in a northwesterly direction. My name's Manny Sikhale, and with me in the combox I've got Dan. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm very good in yourself, Manny. Great to be here. Nice weather we got going. The boys look ready, and there's been some good rugby on display so far.
Yeah, an exciting end to the second team game as the second team ends 22-23. A fantastic end, and I think that's something we can look forward to now in the first team game. Quite a traditional game this with the boys from Jeppe boys. As we see the starting lineup there, Dan, can you walk us through some of the Jeppe boys?
In the front row we have Intumelengam Tembu going on with Sichaba Mutang and number 3 Spu Shongwe, a player to look out for, man with lots of skills. In the locks, Justin Kalama, Calvin Kaperis. Flanking down will be Jared Hawthorne as well as Matt Dupreez and Lifa Jambana, closing it up at 8. 9, we got Tswana TIRO. 10, Sichaba Mokwena. 11, Kamohelo Tlome. 12, Putemelo Tsatsane. 13, Mau Muhlahleli. At the wing, Hugo Montero, and 15, Gareth Lowe. And another player to look out for would be number 12, Putemelo Tsatsane. Very exciting on the ball.
Yeah, as we have a look here at the travelling team, the boys all the way from Pretoria, about 60 kilometres up north, they'll be ready for this game and they'll be looking to have an absolute cracker here at the Collard Oval.
Yeah, we got Wandile Madodonke, Matthew Caldwell, and Reinhard Nell up front. Reinhard Nell, another player to look out for. Stefan Krugel, Aidan Bristow at lock. Flanks, Onke Sigo, Bruce Anderson, and Tom Callenborn at 8th man. Number 9, Rowan van Rooyen, Justin Cross at 10, Timothy Glatar. 11 in the centres, Matthew Nessa and Jaden Collaros. 14, Bradley Maikiso, and 15, Jamie Norki. Players in the boys' high team to look out for, I would say, would be definitely number 8, Collarborn, as well as number 10, Cross, and 13, Collaros.
Yeah, as we wait for this 1:30 kickoff, we can feel the excitement in the air as we got the Pretoria boys coming out in their numbers on our right-hand side. As we see the tunnel being formed for the travelling side here, they are waiting in anticipation for a really, really exciting game. Daniel, you've got some of the results of today's interactions.
Yeah, so on the rugby side, it's been a bit one-sided, you would say, from the Jeppe point of view. It's 40 nays Jeppe beating Pretoria boys 29-5, and a 50 nays going up 40-0 in favour of Jeppe, and 60 nays. Tight game there, Jeppe coming in favour 29 points to 23. And the second team nail-biting finish, as you just mentioned, 23-22. In the hockey, 60 nays, 0-0. Second team, Jeppe winning 2-1, and the first team, strong Jeppe first team, winning 5-0.
Well, you're going to have to excuse us here. The excitement is building up as the Pretoria boys welcome their first team onto the park. They will be ready for action today. It's a bright and sunny day, and really we can expect nothing less than an absolute cracker here today.
No, definitely. There's nothing like a bit of schoolboy rugby to get the blood flowing, and Jeppe boys getting ready to come on, but the snake pit, as they call it here, Manny, not an easy place to play, is it?
No, it's not an easy place to play. You know, it's got that stadium type feel. You've got the crowd in a 180-degree circumference around you as we wait in anticipation for the Jeppe boys. They'll be taking this 1:30 start nice and seriously, letting the Pretoria boys linger out there as they await this big clash, the north-south clash between two giants. Dan, do you have any predictions on today's game?
I'm going to be honest, it's a bit close to call, but I know that Pretoria boys have been on an ascendancy since they lost to Cares, they've had some very good results. They went to the Kersney Festival. I think they beat Kersney as the hosts, beat a team from Nelspruit, and just really on the up. Jeppe, on the other hand, went to the Grey Pea Festival and absolutely dominated Selborne physically. And I just can't say, but I'm going to have to go for the home team here today, to be honest. It's a snake pit. It's a derby. The Jeppe boys look in really good form and really good shape. And I think I'm going to have to go with the home team. But I hope to be proven wrong, and I hope we can have a cracker game at the end of the day.
Well, you mentioned physical dominance as we see the boys in the striped black and white being led out by Boitumelo Tsatane, the Golden Lions rugby player. He's getting his boys really psyched up as they line up in front of their home crowd, really getting intensely into this game. I cannot wait. Both teams looking like business as we see Tsatane leading his boys out. Bit of confusion as the two teams have to swap sides. A few mind games being played nice and early here. I love it.
I know, definitely. I feel like Tsatane walked on the field very confidently and started directing things immediately. Like he knows what he wants, he knows what he's here to do, and he's going to do it. But definitely, mind games, we are looking for a 1:30 kickoff. Looks like we might start off early.
Well, as the Jeppe boys assemble, they get into their final huddle before this game, being led in the war cry there by Mahao Musaseli. Pretoria boys will start us off here with our first dropout of the game. Pretoria boys playing from left to right on your screens. Jeppe High School for boys playing from right to left. This is going to be an absolute cracker of a game. As we wait in anticipation here for the number 10 cross to start us off. And there it goes, excitement in the air as we get a deep kickoff out to Tsatane. What will he look to do? He looks to kick it out nice and safe. Does he manage to find touch? Unfortunately not. And the number 15, Nokia, will look to run it back as he passes it to his number 10, Cross with a chip and chase. Cross in behind the Jeppe defense. Can he get it away to his number 1, Madononke?
Great little play there for Pretoria boys. Looking to set it up physically, looking to take on Jeppe. That's number 3, Ron, now a man to look out for. Big, strong runner, not afraid to get involved in the contact. The high up and under. Spoiled there by the Jeppe boys, but managing to clean up. There's a Maikiso.
Well, quite evident here from Pretoria Boys High. They're going to be looking to get in and behind the Jeppe defensive line. We've seen 2 kicks already from that man, the number 10, Cross from Pretoria Boys High. And a little bit of a shaky start here as we see Gareth Lowe just dropping the ball in his own 22. A bit of nerves here early in the day.
I think definitely. I mean, there's always a lot of excitement and adrenaline coming through, and the boys just have to really play through that and find their rhythm. Right now, I think from a Jeppe point of view, taken the touch from that early start. But look, man, there's still a lot to play for. There's still a good chunk of the game to go. Most of it
will look to get them into a better space. He breaks 1 tackle. Takes 4 men to take him down. Does Tsatane. What can TSAONA do here? He'll be looking to get it in the pocket as we see a little touch finder there. Doesn't manage to find touch. Just manages to find touch as it goes straight into the Pretoria boys crowd, who are really psyched for today's proceedings.
No, I think they have the right to be psyched. As I said, Pretoria boys on a path of 4 straight wins in a row. So they would be here to really get one up on their southern opponents here.
No, definitely a battle across the Yiskay here. As north of the Yiskay, we've got Pretoria Boys High. South of the Yiskay, we've got Jeppe High School for boys. As we see a short line out being taken there. Physicality is the name of the game, as you mentioned earlier. Pretoria Boys looking up to the task, don't they?
CALENBORNE now taking it up there, their big runners. Fine Ryan looks, they're setting it up again with their forwards. Number 4, Kruchel taking it up. Van Ryan cross. Sending it out wide now, it's Pretoria boys. Oh, there's a little right of the neck there. Van Ryan. Pretoria boys definitely, I think, establishing themselves to just keep the ball tight here today, not taking it up with the pace of the Jeppe backline. As we see Null taking it up again. I feel like it's a name we're going to be mentioning a lot here today, Manny.
Well, he definitely does look like one of their carriers. You know, he is an absolute frame of a rugby man. That is. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pretoria boys look to get it nice and tight into Null. Null looks to get a bit of ground there for Pretoria.
They look to send it now. Maikiso gives it off to Cross in the corner. Nice little movement there by the Pretoria boys. I'll be honest, I thought they were going to keep it a little tighter, but just sensing that wide with the time to go at that stage, do you think that was well worked?
Yeah, I think that's a well-worked try. As you said, they kept it nice and tight for the whole of the first 4 minutes, and then we see Maikiso with the outside-inside. We're going to have a look at the replay here. Short ball in here, gets all the way out to Cross out to Maikiso. Maikiso with the inside step, and look at the wraparound from Cross there. Fantastic rugby work. Cross has been an instrumental part of the Pretoria boys machine in the first 4 minutes, and I think he's going to be a name we're going to be saying a lot today.
Cross, the man looking to convert his own try right in front of the Pretoria boys stand.
Well, a good 30 meters out here on the angle. Cross will be looking to slot this to get the 7-point lead.
And slots it through with ease. Looks like it was never in doubt from the moment it left his foot. As Cross converts his own try, and Pretoria boys high go up early in this clash here. 7 points to 0 up against Jeppe.
Well, the travelling side here, you know, we speak about history a little bit here. Pretoria have always been one of the more dominant sides in schoolboy rugby, but in the last sort of 5 or 6 years, Jeppe have had the upper hand on them, and this is really looking like a good Pretoria side here today. It's going to be a great battle as we see a low, flat kick from Tsane. Pretoria boys will look to bash it back into the Jeppe boys.
Last forward by Pretoria boys. I was just hoping there. I've heard a bit of rumours that Jeppe are very quick on the counter, and it would have been nice to see what they would have done with that ball had they got their hands on it. But so far, I would say that Pretoria boys looking to be in a more dominant position in this first 5 minutes, just keeping it tight with their big runners, giving it to CALENBORNE, Nel, and Krichel, the main guys that I've seen that are not afraid to take up that ball.
Yeah, definitely. Pretoria do look to control this game in the first 6 minutes. They've had most of the possession. They've kept the ball nice and tight, not giving away any loose ball. And really, that's what they've got to do against this Jeppe side. The Jeppe side like to throw the ball around. They like to catch you on the counter, like to get it out to their wingers. So Pretoria, I think, just conflicting the way Jeppe would like to play their game.
Jambane taking it up there with a nice 8 down 15, but great defense by Pretoria. Reading them exactly. Jeppe just a bit slow to form up there. Sitting up with their own big men now. Madadonke taking it up. Oh, sorry. I'm reading the wrong team list.
Yeah, that was Mtembu from Jeppe as we see ball out to Tsane. Tsane out to Mahau Mahlahleli. As Jeppe get into the 22, what can they do here? They look to recycle some quick ball, keeping it tight, resembling the Pretoria boys' strategy here. Ball gets out to Mtembu. Mtembu with the little offload. Jeppe continue to creep closer and closer to that line as we see a little pick and drive from the Jeppe boys. It's going to be interesting to see. They don't have the numbers at the moment to spread it out wide as they get the penalty advantage here from the referee. It's going to be interesting to see what they look to do as we see another pick and drive from the big heavies up front.
Jeppe doing well here on the ball retention. TIRO controlling things. They got the penalty advantage. And Tsane looking for the line. TIRO Jeppe just taking their time with his advantage. Not in any rush to go anywhere. They set up big run there by the Jeppe boys. I couldn't quite see who that was. TIRO to Tsane. Jambane coming off short. Getting tackled just short of the line. TIRO, little scrum half show and go there to put it down on the line. And very well worked there, man, as you said. Had the advantage, didn't have the numbers, and just kept patience.
Yeah, fantastic work here from the Jeppe boys. We see a really patient game as we see TSAONA TIRO dotting it over the line. He's probably going to look to convert his own try here as well. But really well worked. They look to keep it nice and tight as we see the offload there to the big man Tembu. Tembu gets it up there. Look at him fighting for the ball here. And a clever little dot down there from the number 9 TSAONA TIRO as he's going to look to convert his own try here. Well, at this present moment in time, this game is absolutely at balance. Both teams going forward really well.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be about the team that gets their hands on the ball the most.
Well, that's a fantastic strike there from the try scorer, TSAONA TIRO. Never looked like missing, absolutely straight down the middle. No ifs, ands or buts about it as the game gets to 7-7 here on the Collard Oval. Big high ball in there. Jeppe get the ball just inside their 22. They look to get a better kicking angle. Can their big heavies run it out? Yeah, they look to do it. Nice little offload. The skills here are impeccable. We've got Jambani with the little over-the-shoulder pass, and Jeppe managing to gain a good 50 meters here on the count, and that's the kind of rugby we spoke about from them.
No, definitely. The big heavies, as you said, taking it up, but with the skills to offload, and I think that's what caught Pretoria boys off. But Jeppe still with the ball, looking exciting on it. As we go, they're going wide with it. Look at plenty of running. So Montero gets it, and Montero going down the wing. Brought up, great offload. Try by Jeppe. Great work there once again, Manny. As I said, just the skills of the Jeppe boys. Just seem to be in the tackle, managing to offload every time that they just have an opportunity.
Well, it really is fantastic to watch, and I think that man TSAONA TIRO may have stolen his second try for the game, but the absolute skill to get from your own 22, the big heavies being involved in a 50-meter offload and take. Let's have a look at it here. Look at the little dot pass there to the number 10. Mokoena dots it off to Montero. Montero manages to retain possession. The offload is good, and TSAONA TIRO just keeps going. He keeps on going over the whitewash.
And you know what they say, just as a scrum off and a fluff, and we saw it with cross, you got to pass and just follow that pass, be in support, and TIRO getting just reward there.
Well, TIRO will look to take his 14th point of the day.
Unfortunate there by TIRO, not able to convert his second try. But Jeppe boys, after a shaky start, go up 12 points to 7. And as you said, it was just really well gathered, that last kick. The boys ran it all the way from the 22. And a bit of ascendancy by Jeppe here. But let's see if Pretoria boys can have a positive response as Cross looks to restart this.
Yeah, we'll see the drop kick here from Cross. You know, Jeppe gaining quite a lot of momentum. We see a short little punt. Can Pretoria boys maintain possession? Yes, they do. As Jeppe look to work them out. The assistant referee says that, oh no, it's a knock-on being called here by the on-field referee. But good work there by Cross to retain possession off his own kickoff, and Jeppe just working the Pretoria boys quite well.
Yeah, it was a nice little cheeky one. You saw that the Jeppe boys were just a bit deep. And as I said, very well worked. But Pretoria boys would be looking to get their hands on this ball and looking to keep it, as they did at the start of this game, which obviously bore such good results.
Yeah, definitely scrum down here on the 10-meter line of Jeppe High School for boys. As we see the number 9 gets quick ball out to Cross. Cross gets the wrap around. Pretoria boys looking to start playing an expansive brand of rugby as they get it out to Nokia. Nokia gets taken down.
Yeah, Nokia just looking a bit flat there off that move there. Getting the ball standing still, but Pretoria boys still have it. Van Rooyen to cross with a little jab through. Great little step there by the Jeppe man, but good choice on the kick there, Manny.
Well, you know, it's interesting to see. I mean, that's the third time he's put it on the boot. They obviously have identified that Jeppe's got quite a strong defense, and trying to bash it through the defenses won't always be the easiest thing in the world. So they're looking to not be predictable here, retaining possession in certain parts of the field, getting it behind the defensive line in other parts of the field. So not a bad choice just to gain a bit of ground, but I would like to see them holding on to the ball a little bit more.
Well, yeah, they still have it as Van Rooyen gives it to cross. Nice little set piece move. As Glatar was hit there, met with as much force as he was running with. Pretoria boys looking to give it to their big men as Captain Bristow gets the ball. Not a man I've seen so much of today, but what a way to announce himself.
Yeah, as we see the ball being flung out there by Cross. Well, we mentioned we haven't seen the Captain Bristow much. I would like to see a little bit more of that, and an absolutely thunderous run there from the skipper.
Well, if that's what he can do, I think everyone would like to see more of it. I think he's going to have to put in a real captain's performance here.
Definitely, as we see put in here from Daung, the Jeppe hooker. Ball out to Tawane out to Mokoena. Mokoena steps in, a little offload, gains a bit of ground there. Tawane with the little box kick. Can he find grass? Yes, he does. It's a really good kick to get it back into the Pretoria half. This game really still in the ascendancy, but I think Jeppe just carrying a little bit more momentum into this game.
Definitely, and I just think when Pretoria boys do look to send it wide, their backs just seem a little bit too flat, not eager to run onto it, getting it still, but here we go. Van Rooyen, because the big, I think that's Bristow taking it up there again. Matodonke there, still keeping it tight with their big man as Kruchel gets the ball. Not making much yardage, but they have the ball still. So cross goes to the boot again. Seemed like an easy kick for low there, but managing to spill it. But good recovery from Jeppe as ref deemed that to be knocked down, not knocked forward. Jeppe running down the wing here, offloading it, and dropped. Unfortunate. Great little run there, Manny. I'm not sure if you're on my side there, but I thought there was a knock-on, but ref adjudged that to be knocked back.
Yeah, well, just saying that the ball went backward there, and Jeppe nearly turning what seemed to be an error in judgment into a fantastic attack. We see another 50-meter count as we have a little look here, low with the step. We see another little chicken wing pass there. Montero with the gas. At this stage, they've got the 3-on-3. He pops it out to that man, Jambani, and unfortunately, Jambani just doesn't have the gas. But look at the skill and presence of mind to offload in the tackle, and that's something I've really enjoyed from this Jeppe side.
No, definitely, and I think they have the ability to offload because there's just so many options when the man of the ball has. The moment he fields a defender, there's always another Jeppe player out there that he can offload to. But great work there by Lowe on the recovery with Montero, and just a lot happening on the right side of the field for Jeppe at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. You know, just Gareth Lowe has looked a little bit shaky under the high ball. I'm not sure what's going on today. He normally is very good under a high ball, but we see him on attack. He's a really good attacker and a really good defender. If you can just clean up that part of his game, as we see the break off the scrum here from Pretoria boys high, looking for a good kick angle. Cross says he's not happy with it at the moment. Montero gets under the high ball. What can Jeppe do here? They've turned a lot of counters into near try scoring opportunities. Another offload in the tackle. Great skill here from the Jeppe men. As we see Tawane out to his big forwards. Jambani looks to gain a little bit of ground. Tawane to the ball again. Keeping it nice and tight, close to the rucks. Making sure that they maneuver exactly where they want the ball to go. And penalty for falling over the ruck.
Yeah, just look once again, Montero gathering that kick and getting an easy 10, 12 meters there. Looking really dangerous. But Pretoria boys once again resorting to the boot. But as you said, if Lowe is the one that's looking shaky, then maybe they should look to kick that way, maybe down the middle of the park.
Yeah, not a bad option as we see the offload there from Montero to Jambani. Really good skills here from the Jeppe boys as they make it. Line out into the 22. Ball back to that man. Don't look at Jambani go. What a fantastic set play there from the boys from Lower Kensington. Absolutely marvelous try here from Jeppe boys as Jambani goes over the whitewash.
Great move there with the loosies and Jambani really hitting that line solid and hard. I think he knew immediately that he was going across that whitewash when he saw that gap opening.
Yeah, look at this. This is an all forwards display. The backs have the best seat in the house as we see the offload from Mtembu out to Jambani, and that is what you would call a training ground move, isn't it?
We've got TIRO looking to convert this. He's got one over and missed one. A little easier than the last kick. And he thinks so too. So immediately runs back to the half, and here we go. Pretoria 19 points up against, Jeppe 19 points up against Pretoria boys here.
Well, Pretoria really did start strong, didn't they? You know, we in the first sort of 5-6 minutes of this game, we thought Pretoria had the ascendancy, but Jeppe really gaining momentum, running really hard, running quickly out on the outsides and catching Pretoria on the counter more often than not.
Cross with a big high kick now. Spilled up by Jeppe once again. Sigo takes it up. Van Rooyen to the captain, Bristow. Jeppe meeting him exactly halfway. Matching the physicality of the captain.
Well, it's that man now. I wouldn't want to be the defender who's defending him as we see ball out to Cross. Cross gets it out to Maikiso. Maikiso being held up there by the Jeppe boys.
That's the Jeppe captain TSAONA who had him held up there, but you have to release once the tackler needs to release once the attacker's knees hit the ground. Pretoria boys still with the ball, looking to get organized. Van Rooyen gives it to CALENBORNE right through the middle, and once again the 8th men trading punches 1-for-1 here.
Well, what a game this is turning out to be. A fantastic work by the number 8 CALENBORNE. We haven't seen much of him, but look at the lines he runs here. Tom CALENBORNE gets his name on the scoreboard for the first time today as we're going to have a little look at this replay. You know, a little bit sloppy in defense there from the Jeppe boys as we see Jeppe, you know, 2 men tackling, doing really well to hold the Pretoria boys up, but CALENBORNE just catching Jeppe on the angle here. Look at the angle, getting rid of 2-3 defenders as he gets his name on the scoreboard. Fantastic try, and the forwards proving to be deadly in today's game.
Definitely was a great little run there. I thought nothing was on there, but obviously the players in the field know a little more than us, and he knew.
Yeah, as we see the comment there from Jean Groenewald, all we see is black and white. Black and white it is, but the Pretoria boys will definitely have something to say about that. Bevan Pretorius saying, let's go Jeppe. Lots of Jeppe support here today as we see the kick from Tsatane. Well gathered from Pretoria boys as they'll look to launch the counter-attack. Some good support work from that man, Nel, the big heavy. We see the box kick out by Van Rooyen. Will there be a miscomms? A good take there from TSAONA. TSAONA will look to launch the counter. He says inside, outside, goose step. He's beaten 3, he's beaten 4. Fantastic work from TSAONA, and he's looking electrifying today.
No, he's been everywhere. I think one of the backbones of this whole Jeppe team as Lowe takes it there to scrum off. Jeppe looking to regather the ball. Jeppe keeping it tight, giving it to the captain TSAONA.
Oh, TSAONA still has it. TSAONA says he's going to go on the right foot. Takes 2 men to bring him down, and they don't bring him down, but fantastic run. TSAONA finding space out of absolutely nowhere there. Is there a turnover or have Jeppe maintained possession? They've maintained possession. Can they get it over the whitewash? Yes, they do. Fantastic try there from Jeppe High School for boys, and it started off with the run here from TSAONA. TSAONA makes the offload to TSAONA. TSAONA makes the break. It's a good 20 meters on, and a good team tries. One of the forwards manages to get it off. It's that man, Jared Hawthorne, nice and tight on the line, bullying the Pretoria boys' defense.
No, definitely, and what great work, as you said, from TSAONA and TSAONA. Look at that, TSAONA coming in off his right foot. Really looks like a man that's not afraid of contact either, as quick as he is.
No, he's definitely not scared of contact, and you need that in that number 12 role. But look at this, some fighting spirit from the Jeppe boys as we see nice tight ball out to that man, Jared Hawthorne. Look at the strength of the man. It's taken 2 players to get him down, and TSAONA will be looking to add another 2 points to his tally. And 2 points he adds as the score out to 26-14. Pretoria boys need one more try here just before the break. As we have a look at the replay, this is where it started. He says inside step, outside step, and the goose. He's loving today's game. Fantastic. Look at those twinkle toes. Fantastic work here from TSAONA. He's really looked good today, hasn't he?
Definitely, and the weather's really just played into his favor. As here we go, Cross looking to restart. After a great Jeppe reply to Pretoria boys' try. Jeppe managing to gather it this time.
As we see the forwards working again, that man Jambani with the offload. TSAONA gets it out to Mokoena to Tsatane to Low. Let's see what Low can do on the attack. He says inside, outside. It's a good take there from Nokia. The offload to that man Mokoena, and another well-worked counter-attacking try from the Jeppe boys. It's electrifying rugby by the men in black and white.
It really is, and as we said, just that support play. The Jeppe guys with the ball, just holding it up 1 or 2 seconds and always expecting a runner. And this time, Mokoena himself, the fly half, managing to go through. But what great hands there to Low on the wing.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. This is the kind of rugby you want to watch as Low just moves the hips. But look at this, in contact, the little pop out to Mokoena. And Mokwena's got the gas. Look at it, he's got his tongue out. He knows 5 points, and he gets a nice little swan dive in front of the crowd. Well, TSAONA will be getting tired of this kicking, but can he add another 2 points to his tally to take the game to 33-14? Oh, straight down the middle. Fantastic kick from TSAONA as the game gets out to 33-14. Jeppe in the ascendancy at present. Can Pretoria boys claw their way back into this game at this stage, Dan?
Look here, it's a bit of a mountain to climb, and you'd need them to have a positive response. I think the thing is they just can't get their hands on the ball. When they have had it, they've scored 2 well-worked tries, but Jeppe just controlling everything at the moment.
Good communications. It's that man, TSAONA again. He's inside, he's 22, doesn't find touch. Nokia will look to launch the attack as he gets ball out to Cross. Cross looking for a bit of grass. He finds grass but doesn't find touch. Low on the counter, he says off the left foot. Fantastic step by the small man. Low's out. Can he find a pass? Unfortunately not. Good tackle there from the Pretoria boys, stopping what was going to be another counter attack.
Unfortunately, team holding on there. Pretoria boys, I think, are going to try slow down the ball at least and get their hands on it to mitigate this Jeppe offloading game that they've been playing.
Yeah, look, you asked me a few minutes ago about the Pretoria kicking game. I think they can't be kicking possession away to a side that counter attacks as hard as Jeppe does. So I think Pretoria are going to have to hold on to the ball a little bit more as we see the line out getting out to their number 4. What can Pretoria boys do here in the maul? They've got the advantage. Pretoria boys in the Jeppe 22. They need to steal another 5 points here as we see ball out to Cross. Throws it in behind, but they did have the advantage.
But once again, I'm no expert. It just looks to me like the Pretoria boys' backline is a bit flat. And as you see, I think it was number 12 there, Nasir, just not being able to hit the line. Or was it Coloros? Not seeing that there is a gap, but just overrunning it a bit. And obviously then you get a fly off Cross looking to force the pass. Good thing they had advantage, but I would just like to see them a little deeper and hitting the ball at more pace.
Yeah, and I think that has been the difference between the two center pairings. I mean, Tsatane and although we haven't seen Muahlaheli enough in this game, Tsatane has really looked to hit the defensive line really hard, running from deep off Mokoena and looking to gain ground every time he makes a run.
Pretoria boys with a nice platform to launch now. Not able to gather it there but yeah, we'll just reset that scrum. Pretoria boys with another opportunity. But I like what you said there earlier. Maybe Pretoria boys should look to rethink their game plan of kicking. If they're going to kick too low, for instance, kick it high, kick it hard, get the runners up, put them under pressure. But to give them so much space and time with the ball, and him and Monteiro have really shown their worth on that side of the field. And maybe just look to rethink it. And it would be interesting to see with 2 minutes to go in this half if they can do that.
Yeah, definitely. The last thing you want to do is get ball out to the likes of a Low, a Hlome, a Tatane or a Monteiro in the back, because they have looked to counter really hard. As we see Joe Binks go boys high. Tom Collarbone, you're a legend. So we do see some Pretoria boys support. Richard Ross Adams says, yes, Jeppe, great momentum. And momentum is the name of the game at the moment as Jeppe wins the penalty. Pretoria boys, really, they cannot be losing that kind of ball in those areas, can they, Dan?
No, definitely not. It's a great field position for them. And as you said, just like with a minute to go, you'd want to go into that half at least going to some positive points on the board, going to something positive that the coach can say. But at the moment, if you give away those positions, it's going to be a long day at the office for you. It's tough to hold on to the ball in this game, and it's tough to get that kind of field position.
Yeah, definitely. As we see a comment there all the way from Iceland. Good to see support from all over the country. I mean, all over the world. Good platform to watch some really good talent as we see Jeppe boys on the attack once again. They'll be looking to get one more try here just before the half. TSAONA gets it out into the midfield. Jeppe boys, can they maintain possession in the middle of the field? They're going to keep it in with their big heavies. No, they won't. They get it out to Mokoena. Mokwena's got gas. He steps off the right foot. Can Mokoena go all the way? Fantastic tackle, but unfortunately, Monteiro gets it over the whitewash. And another attack. Expansive rugby at its finest from the men in black and white.
Definitely. The offloads, the running, the depth, the pace that they're hitting with it. It really has been a great and positive display from Jeppe. You can't take anything away from them. Every single time Pretoria boys have scored, they've responded positively. The TIRO, TSAONA, just controlling things there at the halfback. And what great footwork there by Mokoena.
Yeah, but look at the chicken wing pass. You know, he gets a big goose step, gets thrown off balance a little bit. As you were saying earlier, Jeppe boys just have players in every position of the field. Every time there's a runner, there's a support player. As unfortunately TSAONA can't add to his tally, but everywhere the ball is, there seems to be 2 or 3 men in black and white, which is fantastic from the boys from Kensington.
Definitely, it's been a great display of rugby as this half nearly gets finished off. But look here, Pretoria boys, looking a bit slow, looking a bit sluggish. We're going to need them to really pick their heads up and finish off positively. Bristow, the captain, should look to be making another positive run like he did early on.
As we see Cross putting it nice and high there, will it be collected by TSAONA? Of course it will. TSAONA being absolutely manhandled down in his own 22. What will they look to do here? TSAONA gets it out to Mokoena. Mokoena, does he find grass? No, he doesn't, but a bit of confusion. No knock on there. What can Pretoria boys turn this into?
Maikiso gathers it. Van Rooyen slowing it down. That Krichel again taking it up. Pretoria boys will just be looking to hang on to the ball here, but not that coming on an offside position as Jeppe. Just a little over keen. And Pretoria boys once again with a good field position as Cross looks to take this into touch as close as he can get to the line. Maybe for just a little line-out and maul here, good old-fashioned South African.
Yeah, one more try will be the order of the day for Pretoria boys high as the penalty goes against Jeppe for playing the halfback. You know, they got a similar line out in this position on the other side of the field. Unfortunately, not maintaining possession. They have to maintain possession here. As they do, they get it out to their number 8.
CALENBORNE, he's the one with all the fans across the world. Van Rooyen slowing it down once again, waiting for his big heavies to get involved. Krichel getting it there, looking a bit unaware on receiving that, but still managing to hold on.
As we see ball out here to the number 5, it's the captain, Bristow. Bristow managing to gain a bit of ground as we see Van Rooyen out to Nel. Nel looking unstoppable today, but the Jeppe boys are up to the task. More quality ball here from Van Rooyen as he gets it to his number 4, Krichel. Krichel has really been a big ball carrier today.
A new man on the ball here from Pretoria Boys, number 7.
Ball out here. Oh, an interesting running line there from Muasa, clearly just taking a knock to the head there as a cross thunderbolted into his right ear. But Pretoria Boys really don't look like they've got the answers to Jeppe Boys' defense at the moment. Jeppe defending for their lives and defending really well, and I think we're going to see a scrum here. Pretoria Boys just backing their heavies against the Jeppe heavies. Good contest in the middle of the field. Can they get one more try to see the half as we see 34 minutes of rugby being played? The boys will feel like they're playing a super rugby game here.
It's an interesting call there. I mean, the last 2 scrums from Pretoria Boys have been a bit shaky with the previous one actually going the way of Jeppe for an illegal scrumming from Pretoria Boys. But as you said, you know, they need to be unpredictable here. They need to be able to give something to the Jeppe defense that they're not expecting.
Interesting defensive lineup here. Jeppe have decided to go numbers down on their right-hand side, and that's exactly where Pretoria Boys goes. Cross with the little outside step. Unfortunately, can't break any ground. Van Rooyen to the ball quickly. He gets it out to his number 6, Anderson. Quick ball from Van Rooyen out to Nel, but Jeppe have the answers for the big man Nel. Penalty advantage for Pretoria Boys. They get it out to Siagoa.
Cross looking for some men, but no options there. I'm not sure if Pretoria Boys themselves quite know what the game plan is right now. The boys looking a bit confused. We saw Krichel earlier getting the ball unexpectedly, but Pretoria Boys another penalty, and it's a 3rd penalty in the red zone. Manny, do you think the ref would be giving out a warning here soon?
Well, it's interesting. None of those penalties seemed, it seemed deliberate, seemed intentional. But you definitely can't be giving away 3 penalties in the 5 meters. We see Krichel carrying once again. He's a main ball carrier as Van Rooyen gets ball out to guess who it is. Nel managing to gain a bit of ground. Van Rooyen is there quickly as he looks to get it out to CALENBORNE. CALENBORNE to Cross. Cross shoots it out. No knock on adjudicated by the referee. Can they get one more try before the half? And I think the referee might be looking to either have a gentle word or go to his pocket for all these breakdowns in the 5 meter, as you were saying earlier.
I think in this instance, just a warning would suffice. I'm not sure if they've received one yet, but no. Unfortunately, I'm not the ref, and yellow card for the young Jeppe man. Is that number 11?
I think it's number 7, Dupree. So there'll be a man down. There'll be a man down at scrum time in the forward pack here. Can Pretoria use this numerical advantage to their ascendancy and get one more try before the half, as we see the 35 minutes tick over their last move of the game here? What can Pretoria do? It's an old-fashioned South African scrum and go. Maul and go. Jeppe digging into the maul here, getting a bit of go forward on the defensive maul. They go blindside. It's Cross.
And well worked try and well deserved. A lot of patience there by the Pretoria Boys. Up to, I think it was about 4.5 minutes camping in the Jeppe 22 and coming away with a numerical advantage as well as a 5-pointer.
Yeah, Justin Cross manages to get over for his 2nd try of the day. Fantastic work from the talisman as Crosses. We're going to have a look here. They maintain possession from their own line out. They go into a typical South African maul, trying to bumble over the Jeppe Boys. We see a blindside break there from the big heavies of Pretoria Boys. It's going to be interesting to see Van Rooyen with the little blindside ball there to Cross, and Cross with the big reach. Cross looking to do everything by himself here today. He really has been the pivot of the Pretoria Boys attack, hasn't he?
No, definitely. I think everything, anything on attack has to go through him, and he gives it the go-ahead. So he looks to convert his own try, and yes, he does. Great little conversion there, straight from the corner. And as we go into this half, Jeppe on the up, 38 points to 21 against Pretoria Boys High.
Well, we thought this game was going to be tight. It still is tight at the moment. It's just a 17-point game as Jeppe in the ascendancy go into the halftime break. 38-21 up. It's going to be an interesting second half. Some harsh words will be said from both coaches here. Jeppe will be looking to stay in the game and make sure that their lead becomes unassailable in the second half. Pretoria boys will be looking to claw into the Jeppe defense. It's a fantastic game at present, and we will see you in the second half. Jeppe 38, Pretoria boys 21 at halftime. 59 points, 35 minutes. If you blink, you might miss the entire game. That's how fast-paced this game has been, as we see Jeppe in the ascendancy, 38 points to Pretoria Boys' 29. My name is Manny Sahali, just in case you didn't know, and with me in the comm box, I've got Daniel Ayer.
Great to be here, and as you said, what a game we've had. Plenty of tries from both sides. 6 from Jeppe and the 3 from Boys High. But great running rugby, and Jeppe looking like they have the dominance.
Well, running rugby is the order of the day, as we see a change of kicker here. TSAONA will be taking over kicking duties from the center of the park as we anticipate, just a bit of a distraction here from the Pretoria boy. As we anticipate another amazing second half, we should see the defenses getting a little bit looser. We should see a few more tied legs, and most importantly, we should see more and more tries, as if there weren't enough in the first half. As TSAONA gets a nice deep kickoff. Interesting to see what Pretoria boys do, and a fantastic clearance kick to get into the Jeppe half.
Oh, beautiful clearance kick. One of the best of the days, I think, and Pretoria Boys will be very pleased with that. And I think right now we can say the second half begins.
Yeah, the second half begins. Pretoria will be looking to claw back into this game nice and quickly. They really have to get straight back in, as we hear a lot of noise from the Pretoria boys trying to throw the Jeppe line out off, and successful it is as Pretoria go forward now. Oh, look at the run here from the number 2 Cordwell. We haven't seen him much. Big unit as Van Rooyen gets it out to Nel. We've seen plenty of Nel, not quite getting the momentum, as we see a big double tackle there. Van Rooyen out to cross to the number 12, Nasir.
But great defense by Jeppe, meeting that little crisscross there by the number 12. Nakia, but there they give it to the big men again. Pretoria boys, as you said, looking to claw their way back in. As Cross gives it to Nel again, the man. Hope the man's not going to be too tired. I mean, he's had a lot of running to do today, but a lot more, still more to come.
Cross gets it out to Nasser. Nasser out to Glatter. Glatter looks to gain a bit of ground as they make it into the 22. Van Rooyen to the ball quickly again. We see that man Krige again with a nice carry. Out to cross to Nel. Nel running at them again. He doesn't look like he's getting too tired, but it will be interesting to see if he can keep this up for 70 minutes.
No, definitely. I feel like he's actually loving it. Nice little set move there. Gives you number 6, Sigo. Van Rooyen, cross. Unfortunately, just throwing the ball away there, but Pretoria boys still have it. Van Rooyen once again looking to slow it down.
As we see the penalty advantage going in Pretoria's way, we see Sahoa going forward. Van Rooyen ever ready. See the carry out from number 6, Anderson. Ball here from Pretoria. They're keeping it nice and tight. This is how they managed to get their first try. They cannot throw the ball away. Now looking to gain a bit of ground. He hasn't been as effective as one might think he could be. His cross not giving the best service in the world out to his man there, and the scrum penalty for just a little knock on there. You know, Cross has to be better in that situation. All the attack revolves around him. As we see the big man, now it takes 2 or 3 guys to take him down. You don't want to be underneath him at any stage, I'll tell you that much. But Cross is the pivot of this attack, and he has to be on point, if anything, if Pretoria are going to look to score any tries.
Definitely, and you mentioned Null not having the impact you would expect from such a big man. But I mean, on that, you got to give credit to the Jeppe defense. As you said, they're always meeting up with exactly 2 or 3 men, making sure he doesn't go anywhere. And maybe Pretoria boys look to exploit that. Maybe get a runner behind Null coming in from the side. But obviously, we can't teach those things on the day. But great defense by Jeppe throughout. And maybe Cross is getting a bit tired of having the ball for so long.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's going to be interesting to see her, because we don't normally see front rowers going the whole game, as we already see a substitute number 17 for Pretoria Boys High has come on in place of Madondonka. I hope it's not an injury, hopefully just some fatigue settling in. But like I was saying, you don't often see your front rowers playing entire games. as we cannot forget, Jeppe still a man down for the next 9 or so minutes. So Pretoria need to use this to their advantage as we see the 7-man scrum here.
You can see CALENBORNE coming on the blind. Be interesting to see if he could maybe swap with Cross and maybe put some big hits on some of those backline players. They soften them up a bit. You know, there's still a lot of the game to go, and CALENBORNE, I think, man for man, is definitely bigger than the Jeppe backline.
Yeah, look, he's definitely been a formidable runner today. I've enjoyed watching him carry. You know, he's got some twinkle toes on him as well. So I would like to see this 2v1 on the left-hand side being utilized here by Pretoria, but it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward as TSAONA gets it out to Mokoena. Mokoena with the inside ball to Tsatane, and Tsatane unfortunately just spilling out. Just thinking about the goose step before thinking about holding on to the ball, doesn't he?
No, definitely. And sometimes the ball just has its own mind there. You know, you want to do something, the ball says, actually, I've crossed that whitewash too much today, give me a break.
Yeah, no, definitely. We have a look at the replay here. We just see on the left-hand side, Tsatane unfortunately just managing to drop the ball and Jeppe not managing to regather. Interesting to see what Pretoria boys will manage to do here. They've got 3 on the left-hand side. They've got 4 on the left-hand side, 3 on the right-hand side. They've got the numbers game on the left. It's going to be interesting to see what decision they make as they get scrummed to pieces here by the Jeppe boys. TSAONA with the guess. Can TSAONA get ahead of his man Nokia? Nokia with the little knock. It's going to be interesting to see what the referee says.
I think the ref missed that one, but I think definitely a knock. But Jeppe, unfortunately, not to have the ball. But if we can just go back to that first scrum, it's not often you get to break a line just from a basic switch. And they did it. But what a great scrum there and a great turnover. And TSAONA with the vision to know that on a turnover, their players are up, and great little kick.
Yeah, TSAONA just putting some pressure on the Pretoria boys. You know, we haven't seen much kicking from Jeppe, so Pretoria wouldn't have been ready for that. But Nokia up to the task as always, as a fullback should be.
Be pressure for the Pretoria boys, lads. Line out on their 5. They'll be looking to get out of their half as soon as possible.
Yeah, this is not the position Pretoria boys high would want to be in. They'll be looking to kick no nonsense, and I'll tell you what, they've lost the ball here. Jeppe now in the Pretoria 5-meter. It's going to be interesting to see what TSAONA can do here.
And I think try scorer HAWTHORNE there, just telling TSAONA to slow it down, keep it tight, and some pick and goes here by the big men.
Yeah, definitely. They won't be looking to rush anything as we see TSAONA at the base of the ruck. He gets it out to Mthembu. We see quick hands.
Oh, and I'm going to be honest with you. I've been really impressed with Mthembu's hands, the skill level of that man. And is he really a prop? I have to go ask those questions myself after the game.
Yeah, well, I think we're getting into that era whereby you've really got to have versatility, you know, in your front row, in your forwards, in your backs, where everyone can basically perform every role. And, you know, Mthembu, Mtaung and Shongwe have been fantastic with the hands as we see Cross putting it onto the left boot. I'll tell you what, he's not going to find grass. Montero is going to look to launch the attack. He's got TSAONA on the right-hand side. He gains a bit of ground. They make it into the Pretoria boys high 22. TSAONA gets it off to HAWTHORNE. HAWTHORNE out to Jambane. Jambane doesn't manage to gain too much ground, but TSAONA ever ready at the base. We see your boys there, the front 3, just bullying the defense. As TSAONA gets quick ball out to Jambane. What can Jambane do? Doesn't manage to get the offload this time round. Oh, and I'll tell you what, a fantastic little break there from Shongwe, who manages to get it up to the 5-meter. TSAONA with a cheeky little dart. He doesn't quite get it to the try line. Penalty advantage here for the Jeppe boys. Jeppe really looking to take the momentum of the first half and use it in the second half, don't they?
No, definitely, and they're not seeming like slowing down, as we saw Shongwe there, when the front rows that we've been speaking about going right through, and Pretoria boys with the penalty, and a card will go Pretoria boys' way this time. Once again in the red zone. I think both teams had been warned in the second half, and I think it's fair to say that it was probably well deserved.
Well, that's something Pretoria won't want to see. That takes the numbers to 14-14, but it's that man CALENBORNE. He's been a formidable runner. As we see ball out to the big heavies, it's Shongwe. Can Shongwe stretch over? No, he doesn't. What's the adjudication there? It's another try from the men in black and white. Nice, well-worked try from the Jeppe boys. Pretoria boys losing a man, and you know that unfortunately is the effect of going a man down.
Definitely Pretoria boys are going to be kicking themselves here. They didn't take advantage of it, and here we see the try scorer, Mutang.
Yeah, Mutaung going over the whitewash there.
Mutaung.
He's looking a little bit gingerly at the moment as we see the replay. And look at the big heavies just working through the Pretoria boys. Pretoria trying to defend for their lives, but everywhere the ball is, there seems to be 3 Jeppe men. As we see the strong carry from Daung, and it doesn't seem the substitute prop can stop him. They've really looked good in the forwards. They've looked good in the backs. TSAONA has been converting very close to everything with this interesting punt style kicking of his, which has proved very effective.
As we look to restart here today, 45 points to 21 in favor of Jeppe, with Pretoria boys a man down. I think Jeppe have about 10 seconds to go until their man comes back on the park, if he isn't already on. As Cross looks to gather the kick, gathered in there. Is that TSAONA taking it up? Jeppe still very much in control. Oh, TSAONA there gives it to the try scorer. Delivered back into Dupree. Dupree still fighting in the maul. Could be held up. Needs some support to get down to the ground. Tawang giving it to Molahlehli.
Jeppe really looking good at the moment as they get ball out to Dupree. Dupree bashes it up. What can Jeppe turn this attack into? As they
Very interesting. Turnover there by the Pretoria boys, guys. I'm not sure exactly how they lost it, but nice little clearance there by Van Rooyen.
Yeah, really interesting. I'm not 100% sure what was happening at the base of that ruck, but a fantastic clearance there by Van Rooyen to get it back into the Jeppe half. But every time Pretoria boys seem to gain any sort of ground, Jeppe run it back at 10 times the intensity, don't they?
Yeah, as I said, I can't see much questions being answered by Pretoria boys here on this Jeppe attack and defense. But as we said, I mean, there's still a good 20 minutes to go here. And numbers is the call here, unfortunately, for the Pretoria boys. It's a little scuffle there. Not nice to see. Caldwell getting into the faces of the Jeppe boys. A bit of frustration from Pretoria boys, you think?
Yeah, well, it's tough. You know, they started this game like a house on fire. They now find themselves 24 points in the descendancy, and it really is difficult putting yourself to playing another 25 minutes against a side that plays such a nice brand of rugby. As we see a little set piece there, TSAONA gets it, he steps off the right, all the way out to Mokoena out to, we see this man for the first time today, it's Hlome.
And a great run by Hlome, heading down the wing, bouncing the opponents. Jeppe still have the ball, a very good front foot ball as well. Slowing it down, penalty advantage. Oh, nice little offload once again by the forwards. Jeppe going through, not able to make the line. To Wang to Dupree's, I think that is. If I'm not mistaken, you can confirm that for me, Manny, and the guys down upstairs. But what a well-worked try again. Jeppe forwards just seem to be outclassing everyone else, and when it's a back's turn, they're not going to be showed up.
Yeah, that man, as you mentioned, Matt Dupree, he manages to work it over the whitewash, and Jeppe starting to run away with this game. As we have a look at the replay here, we see that man, Hlome, just putting his shoulders down and smoking Pretoria boys defenders out the way. They get the ball out wide, but when they get into this position on the 5 meter, the Jeppe forwards really do look unstoppable, as we see an attempt at a ball and all tackle there, but Dupree just far too strong for the Pretoria defense at the moment. 50 points to 21 are Jeppe in the ascendancy to the men from north of the SK. As we see TSAONA TIRO converting another 2 points for the Jeppe side to make it 52-21. 13 minutes into the game here.
Yeah, and Manny, just as the Pretoria boys coach, I mean, what would you be telling your boys right now?
Yeah, well, it's a tough situation here because Jeppe have just looked to outclass the Pretoria boys, lads. You know, they look to run hard. Their forwards are dominant at breakdown time. Every time they get an inch of space, I mean, I mean, watch this. TSAONA gets the ball. He steps off the right, steps off the left, smokes the Pretoria boys, man. It's been fantastic defense. You can't fault Pretoria on their defense, but Jeppe just playing this expansive brand of rugby where it's not a matter of 3v3 or whatever the case may be. Jeppe just isolating defenders and creating 1v1 situations, and it really is difficult, and Pretoria can just take this as a learning curve as we see Mokoena goosing off the left foot. It's really been a fight, and as we said a little bit earlier, every time the ball gets into any situation, there's 3 Jeppe men around it. So just a really classy display of rugby here from Jeppe, and you can't fault the Pretoria boys. As we see a fantastic break here from the substitute. He's going to make a 50-yard dash, looks to make the offload, but unfortunately doesn't quite make it. Sorry, it was Gareth Lowe. Look at the pace of that man.
Oh no, that was extreme. Little pocket rocket, as they say, but fumbled there by the Jeppe boys on the kick.
Yeah, it's Jambani. Jambani manages to clean up. We see it's looking like a war field at the moment. TSAONA is down. We've got a Pretoria boys lad down. You know, this is the intensity of this game. The scoreboard may not show it, but it really has been an intense game from both teams.
No, definitely. The scoreboard doesn't reflect it, but Pretoria boys have really showed up on defense. As you're saying, just sometimes you just can't beat the offload, and just the organization of the Jeppe boys and the skill that they have just to pass moments playing it flat amongst their forwards, and especially that front row.
Yeah, well, that's a very happy school there in your picture. They watching this brand of rugby. I would also be a happy school if I got to watch this week in and week out. They really do play an exciting brand of rugby, don't they?
No, definitely, and I think they got the skills and the players to do it all. As we see, Pretoria boys with a rare sight of the ball at the moment, looking to secure this line out and try to get back into this game.
Yeah, they just need to keep hold of the ball, as we see Mike scarf there. Gents, I love your commentary. Oh, Dan, I think that's directed at you. Makes the match that much more excited. Nice one, lads. Smash it, Jeppe. Fantastic support there from all over the world once again. As we see Pretoria boys, they'll need to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, this was a little cheeky there by the Jeppe boys, offside. Pretending to get it out the way, but you know that normal touch game thing where you hold your hands up. Pretoria boys. That's Glatar getting it there, finally getting their hands on it, but still a penalty to Pretoria boys. They'll look for another quick and cross, slowing it down, and going to go for the line.
Yeah, just a little high tackle. We haven't seen too many mistakes from the Jeppe boys there. They need to keep their composure, you know, stay doing what they've been doing so well today. And I think it's important now that Pretoria boys use this position right in front of the Jeppe crowd really well.
Yeah, it'd be a nice way to silence down the crowd if they can get something in front of the Jeppe boys. But you got to be able to hear your call in that line out in front of those guys, because they don't make it easy. Yeah,
a little bit of friendly banter here between the schools, well accepted, as we see a classic little South African more here. Pretoria boys driving. They gain a meter, they gain 2 meters. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do here as the number 13 acting as a scrummy colorist. He gets it out to that man, Cross. He's been energetic the whole game, hasn't he? As we see another penalty going in Pretoria boys' way. Can they get the momentum and convert this into a try-scoring opportunity?
Once again, going for the line. Jeppe boys, as we said, warnings have already been given to both teams, and then cards subsequently. So just Jeppe, as you said, they don't want to have to lose any concentration or anything like that. I mean, I've had some dealings with their coach, Carl Spillas, before, and he's a man that requires perfection from start to finish. And I think they would understand that as well.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, he'll let them know exactly what he thinks of them if they don't manage to keep going for the full 70 minutes.
Pretoria boys will be kicking themselves here. A bit of a truck and trailer going on in that line-out. Very unfortunate. But I suppose that is the game of rugby. And Jeppe seeming to get away with this one.
I don't know if I've seen a truck and trailer since 2005. Interesting little tactic there. But the referee being of the wiser. As we see the third kick of the day, it's Montero. He'll be looking to kick it over the com box into their warm-up area here. Interesting. You think TSAONA is getting a little bit tired? I mean, I thought he was kicking pretty well in the first half.
When I saw him down, when you mentioned it was a war zone, I saw him getting a bit of attention on his ankle. So I think maybe that could be the situation. But Jeppe with the line out. Scrappy, but managing to gather it back, going down the wing. Big man with space. That was Dupree running down there. Jeppe still managing to get it. TSAONA slowing it down. Giving it to the big number 2 there. Mutaweng.
Yeah, good composure. Taung just telling them to slow it down. We don't need to be hasty, is the words coming from Taung, and Taung just struggling with a little bit of crap. I hope he doesn't get run over here as we see Tembu bustling through there. The Jeppe boys starting to really take their toll. Pretoria staying in it, though. They need to stay in it if they want any chance of getting a sniff into this game. TSAONA staying strong, and another little mistake there, unfortunately, from Jeppe. Jeppe looking to tire out a little bit here, Dan. What are your thoughts?
I think so. I think a bit of a lackadaisicalness coming in. I can see from the Pretoria boys side a few of the subs have come on. Jeppe not so much. So I think it definitely could be fatigue and maybe an opportunity for boys out to get some points on the board with the fresh legs that they have.
Yeah, I think it's tough when you play the brand of rugby that Jeppe play. You know, it's tough to maintain that for 70 minutes because it means running from coast to coast for 70 straight minutes. It means running hard. It means you really don't get a break except at times like this at scrum time. So it is difficult for the Jeppe boys. It's an exciting brand of rugby. It's a fun brand of rugby for them to be playing, and it's also quite a tiring brand of rugby. You know, it's a brand of rugby that requires 22 players on any game day.
I agree 100%. As we see here, Collaros moved to 9 right now. He wasn't just filling in on that ruck. We have got confirmation. And number 8, CALENBORNE back on the field. Pretoria boys looking for the territorial advantage right now. But Low gathers it. And we've seen this man be dangerous today. Brought down finally by Pretoria boys.
Yeah, you don't want to give Jeppe any sort of space. That man Low has showed his prowess on attack as ball goes out to TSAONA, just playing in that short role. He's bashed it up more than 50 times, I'm sure, in this game alone. Clearly, he bashes it up. Fantastic running lines from the two centres. As you pointed out earlier, the difference really between the Pretoria and the Jeppe side. As Jambani breaks through a few tackles, can he go all the way? The little offload out to that man. I think it's Dupree. He bounces one man out the way, and unfortunately, another little area here from Jeppe as the counter-attack is launched by Pretoria boys out.
Just there, Monteiro has been good on the ball today, taking it up against opposition there. Glatter. But Jeppe still with the ball. I feel like the game hasn't stopped in a while here, Manny, and the boys don't seem to be wanting to slow it down either.
No, test match stuff here on the Collard field as we see a big up and under from Tatanu. Well collected from the man. Cross steps off the right foot. A little touch there from a Jeppe hand, yeah.
I think that was a good call. He didn't have many options there at the moment. He beat his first man, but the space, you know, in this first team level rugby closes pretty quickly, I'm sure, as he found. And lucky there to get the ball back for his own team. Little touch there by the Jeppe men.
Yeah, 73 points, 56 minutes if my maths is correct. It's been an absolute humdinger of a game, and I'll tell you what, it's not stopping now. We still got a good 13 minutes of this game. Pretoria boys 31 points behind, but they're playing like they've got everything to play, as we see Collars bashing it up, playing really nicely in that number 9 role, as we see the substitute, the fresh leg starting to come on here. It's that man Nell, the big man, getting double tackled again, just eliminating 2 defenders.
But getting double tackled and making some ground, I think that's the most important thing. Caldwell down gets it. Double tackled boys placing well. Pretoria boys definitely looking to get some points here.
Offense is the shout here from the Pretoria boys support as we see Cross Kenny break the gap. It's another double tackle, something Jeppe have done really well today, making sure that Pretoria gain as little ground as possible at any given moment. And a penalty.
Taking it a not 10. Collaros very clever on that quick tap. He knew that the mark was there. And comes back for the penalty. A cheeky little tap and go there, I'll be honest. As a scrum off myself, I love to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, you know, with Van Rooyen off the field. I thought Van Rooyen played very well, but they've got a fantastic substitute scrummy here in Collaros. You know, he's playing really well. As we see that man Cross, he's been the center of the attack. Little step off the right, tries to bang it downfield, gets a lucky little touch, and they managed to gain some good possession. It would be really good for the game to see Pretoria getting a try. They really have tried hard. You know, you can't fault them. It's not through a lack of trying. The Jeppe defense has just been fantastic, double tackling at every opportunity they get.
100%. Collaros gives it to the man Cross looking to take it up. Getting wrapped up in the tackle. Oh, and I think it's stolen there by the captain, Tsatsane. Jeppe now with the ball. Pretoria boys need to reorganize the defense quickly because we've seen this Jeppe team on the counter, but they opt to slow it down here. in front of their poles. Looks like they have a bit of numbers on the right-hand side, but not quick enough to play it. So Mokoena looks for the touch. Not a great kick, better than 22, but nonetheless able to slow the game down and just to regroup.
Yeah, well, not a great kick definitely here from Mokoena, under quite a lot of pressure, but they'll rather be in this position than the position they were in a little bit earlier, just behind their try line. Jeppe really have defended well, and they'll look to defend well for the rest of this game for the last remaining 11 minutes, as Boys High now pull out all the tricks, all the stops to try and get another try.
Carl to Coloros. Gives it to the big man, CALENBORNE again. Making some good yardage. Pretoria Boys really throwing everything out here at these Jeppe guys. It's number 12 Nasir gets it. Jeppe going through there. Stretch for the line. Yes, he does. Well worked, good patience, and I have to say, well deserved by Pretoria Boys. Never actually letting their heads go down once in this game, giving everything they have, and it's not easy to break this Jeppe defense, but I'm glad that they have. It's good for the game as they go up 52 points to 26.
Yeah, we have a look at this replay here, and it's Coloros with some quality ball out there. They get some ball out to Maikesu, who we haven't seen too much in the substitute winger. He would have just played a second team game. You can see him fighting his way off to get it over the whitewash. Try awarded to Pretoria Boys High. That makes the score 52-26 with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I saw a bit of the Jeppe crowd as the try was scored, calling for a double movement. But as we said, we have to respect the ref's call, and good for the game, 52 points to 26 in Jeppe's favour, with a kick still to come by Cross.
Yeah, exactly halfway are the Pretoria Boys to the Jeppe score at the moment, and Cross will be looking to get over that halfway barrier as he puts it on the left boot. Can he get it over? Over he does. Fantastic kicking effort here from Cross as Pretoria slowly start to claw their way back into this, what I would call a climb of Mount Everest.
A monumental one. And but great positive response from Pretoria Boys. As you said, the score is the result of the scoreline, not actually a representation of the effort that they've put in. Meeting Jeppe, running at them hard, giving it a good go, but Jeppe defense and offloads and just pure skill seeming to be the difference in the score here today.
Yeah, I don't think Pretoria can be too upset with the performance they've put on personally, as we see TIRO taking kicking duties again. We see the ball being kicked straight back to TIRO. This is not the position Pretoria will want to find themselves. Counter-attack being launched here from TSAONA. TIRO. No scrum half in play at the moment, so we'll see a pick and go. Nice little pick and go to free up a little bit of space. TSAONA is still not quite up. Another pick and go. They look to get to the center of the field, freeing up a little bit of blindside ball. Fantastic to see the communications. We see Mokoena in there just leading the charge, telling people where to go. In behind Jambani, I can see something probably happening on the right-hand side here. There we are, onto the blind side. Jambani looks to find a bit of space. Takes 3 men to take him down. TSAONA gets ball out to Dupree. TSAONA will look to go blind. Fantastic little offload stuff to create a little bit of space. These are the 1v1s we were talking about from Jeppe. TSAONA out to Mtembu with fantastic hands out to Dupree. Really exciting forward pack this has been today, hasn't it, Dan?
No, definitely. The skill, the patience, the leadership of every single man. I feel like they have more than just one captain in this team.
Yeah, definitely. You know, inspirational leaders as we see Pretoria.
As they bring in the scrum off penalty there. Naughty. And Jeppe with the ball and with the advantage. I feel like right now is the time that they're going to be looking to throw the ball around.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they'll look to play an expansive brand, but I think they'll look to get into a nice position. TSAONA either struggling with the knee or cramps there, but he's had he looks in agony here.
Yeah, it looks a bit of an agony there. It'll be a shame to see him go off the field. He's had an incredible game today. I'm really controlling things so nicely at the ruck, and also, as we saw in the first half, he's actual running with ball in hand, exceptional as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he really does have a fantastic element to his game. He's got a kicking game. He's got quality service, gets around the park really well, as we see kicker number 3, Montero, putting that into the 22. Jeppe will really look to rub salt into the Pretoria wounds here and try and grab another 5-pointer.
As we can hear some singing from the Pretoria boys, not allowing this game to end without having their say. As we see game just being paused as you said, a bit of agony there by the young scrum half.
Yeah, I think unfortunately it's probably his time to go and maybe get a substitute number 9 on, give him a chance. TSAONA really does look in huge pain, but he has had a fantastic game. You know, a lot of respect will be given to him by the Jeppe support and probably from the Pretoria support. He's had an unbelievable game as we see the substitute number 9 lining up to come. You know, it's quite a tough dynamic to adjust to the pace. You know, you've been on the bench for a good 65 minutes, and now you've got to be thrown into the deep end straight away.
Yeah, I know. And as you said, they played a whole second team game. It's a warm day out there. A bit of fatigue, but you know, you've been asked to do it, and in these school ball games, I feel like all the boys can.
Yeah, and they'll love it, you know, playing in front of a packed crowd. As we see Lowe moving into the number 9 position as the substitute filters out to the wing. It'll be interesting to see who goes into the fullback position, as we see a break there from Hawthorne. Hawthorne looking like a really strong runner, and we see a second Jeppe boy down.
Oh, and a big man, big run. Number 5, Kuperes going over there for yet another Jeppe boys try, and sure we can get it.
Yeah, well,
the 9th try of the day for Jeppe.
Calvin Kuperes really barging over the Pretoria defense here. Jeppe don't look to stop. You know, you can see by all the men down here as we have a look at the replay here. You see Gareth Lowe just getting his charges going in the number 9 position. He gets quality ball out to that man, Hawthorne. Hawthorne charges through, but look at the second movement. Yeah, Kuperes just far too strong for the Pretoria boys' defense as he bashes through that big man, Nell. And if Nell can't stop him, I'll tell you, no one can. As we see kicker number 4 being added to the Jeppe lineup. Mokoena unfortunately just hooking it to the left. It's really his first kick of the day. That kick will mean very close to nothing in the greater scheme of things. But Jeppe's still playing that expansive brand of rugby that they so love, and they're going to take it all the way to the death, aren't they?
Definitely, but as you mentioned, a lot of Jeppe boys down at the moment. Just that fatigue and the way that they want to play, maybe just kicking in. As Cross looks to restart this for the Pretoria boys men. Well gathered there by the Jeppe boys. As if that's Low was not there, scrum off, but TSAONA taking it up nicely. Slowing it down. Jeppe not seeming to have as many numbers as they did 20 minutes ago. But I suppose at this point in the game, they were just looking to wind down the clock, try to save as many of their men as they can for the bigger game next week in that clash against Kes.
Yeah, King Edwards versus Jeppe High School for boys in a week's time. You know, they can't afford to be taking too many injuries. We spoke about it a little bit at halftime. Declan Robenheimer, their normal number 10, he's out for today. Kabelo Muketi, their normal number 9, he's out for today. So really the injury list looking to build up. And TIRO TSAONA, who has come in place of Muketi, has played an absolute sterler, so I think the depth is there for the Jeppe boys, isn't it?
No, Manny, to be honest, I thought TSAONA himself was just the regular starter. And it's scary to think that he's a normal second-team player, but great credit to the man. I think up there for me as one of the players of the day in this game.
Well, you know, it really is fantastic, and we spoke about next week's game. You can catch it on School Sports Live next week. It's going to be an absolute humdinger. This rivalry goes back for years on years and years as we see Pretoria looking to launch the counter. And I think if you thought Jeppe had brought the heat for this game, you have to watch next week live here on School Sports Live as we see Pretoria looking to launch a bit of a counter. They managed to get into the Jeppe 22. It's a counter attack being launched by the substitute Gareth Lowe.
Lowe going through. Oh, and a little bit of cramp. I think unfortunate to see. I was really excited to see what he could do.
It will be interesting to see if that's cramp or if he's pulled something. I really hope he hasn't pulled anything. Oh, he looks in pain. He really does look in pain. They can't afford this many injuries before the big game next week.
No, definitely. And you can see their forwards a bit flat. Low, getting the ball once again unawares. But a bit of a shock there, but manages to keep it. I think that's the main thing, just getting the ball back, slowing it down. Mokwena to Tatsane. Oh, unfortunately lost forward there by number 13, Mohlahleli. But, wow, man, Low. Turn of pace.
Yeah, well, he started off a little bit shaky, dropping 2 balls under the high ball. But he really, on attack, he really has looked to bounce back. Look at this quality ball out to Low. He steps. He says it's a show and go. He says yes, he says no. But you can see the pain there just in his left, either his knee or his left hamstring. And this is really not good to see. We don't want to see schoolboys getting injured.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a bit of cramp. I just saw the physio there just having a bit of a chuckle and just massaging it out as Pretoria boys look to set it up again. Cross, the go-to man, giving it there, well met on defence. As I think that's Shome. No. Maikiso on the ball. Pretoria boys with an expansive game now, with space out wide. And yes, the reserve man again, number 23, crossing the whitewash. And once again, good response, high-scoring game. And I think Pretoria boys, as you mentioned, can definitely leave with their heads held high today. Never really thrown in the towel, always giving it a big go, and just good credit to the men.
Yeah, this man's morning started off with his name being announced in the starting lineup of the second team. And I'll tell you what, let's have a little look at the replay. Yeah, this is the kind of rugby we want to see. Just going through the hands, offload, 2v1 situation, and he's never messing that up. His day started being announced in the second team, starting 11, and it's ended with him taking 2 first-team tries against a formidable Jeppe outfit. What
Definitely.
a day he's had.
No, very impressive. I think he'll be giving Paul Anthony some headaches come this next week.
As we see Cross looking to add another 2 points to his tally.
Hasn't missed a kick today as Cross. He's been very impressive on the boot. And he continues that 100% record for the game. And what a game it's been, Manny.
Well, it's not like he's had easy kicks either. He's had kicks all over the park. He's had kicks on the sideline. He's had kicks 50 meters out. And he's shown absolute excellence. As the game comes to an end, what a game it has been. We've seen in excess of 90 points today, 92 points to be exact. You couldn't ask for more in a schoolboy rugby game as Jeppe take this game 57-35. It's not often you see a game. It's not often you score 35 points and lose a game by 20 points, and that's how good this game has been attacking, hasn't it?
No, it's been absolutely phenomenal from both teams, and as we said, Jeppe just having better defense and just the offloads and just the players surrounding them, I think really just took the Pretoria boys, by surprise. But Pretoria boys definitely nothing to be ashamed of. A great performance by them, and as we said, never thrown in the towel ever.
Well, that brings us to the end of our live broadcast here on School Sports Live of Jeppe boys versus Pretoria. A fantastic attacking game of rugby as Jeppe take it 57-35. I'm Manny Sakhali. Dan, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in the comm box, and I hope to see you at the Cares fixture.
Thanks very much, man. You have a good one, everyone.